What's up, guys? Today I'm going to give you a quick lesson on how to do a driveway alignment. This is not an exact science like perfect dead on, but if you got a race car and you're struggling to make the race at the end of the week, this is how you do it. Alright, first of all, you need to get yourself 4 jack stands. You're going to set them just outside the perimeter of your car. I'm going to have to adjust these a little bit. But then you need yourself a good amount of string and either a square that's got measuring marks on it or a square and a tape measure. Now let me get this set up and I'll show you from there. Alright, next you're going to set up your string. You'll notice that I set it up to where I have decent 90-degree angle, so string is on the inside of the jack stand. So you're going to wrap around that way on all the jack stands so that your corner ends up here, because ultimately what we're going to do after we center our plane is we're going to square our plane with the square. So that's the next step. Get your string set up all the way around. This is what we call a plumb line. You see, you got to touch in the body. You can't do that. You got to have it an area away from the body, like that. And so you can already see we don't even have it properly set up, but we got it a fairly decent offset in our tire right there. It's very evident. Come over here. We're pretty dead on there, so we're getting close. Alright, now that we've got the strings setting up our plane, we need to take and make sure that the car is square to the square that we made, or the rectangle that we made. So in order to do that, we take our measuring device, whether it be your square or a tape measure. Use a smaller measurement. So we're right on about the 12 mark there. I'm going to come over to this side. I can already tell you it's going to be off. So I don't know how well you can see in that, but we're about a little shy of 3/4 of an inch difference left to right. So I gotta fix that. Alright, now we got the car centered in our plane of space. The string is not directly touching the car at any point. Our corners are square, and we've taken and measured our corners. Get them, if it'll focus here. I don't know why it's not focusing, but you want to get them the same distance. We're 2.5 inches there. Show that guy inside, and we're 2.5 inches there. Alright, so now we know the car is centered in the plane that we created, square. Now we need to adjust the alignment of the steering. Now we're just strictly adjusting toe, not camber, and not caster. I can adjust my caster on this, but I don't know if I necessarily need to. Wheel's pretty centered there. Pretty well centered there as well, and we didn't deviate from stock in our mounting point. You can see it there, and there's the other side. You see we're still using stock lowers. I'm using stock spindles, stock uppers. We fabricated a what they would call a trailing bar or radius rod, which is that guy right there. We have one on each side. With that I can adjust the camber. I do not have any adjustable camber on this as of yet. I might have to. We'll see. But now our next step from here in adjusting our alignment is to take and square up one wheel with our plane. So you can see we're about 1/8 of an inch shy of 1 inch there, so let's call it 7/8. And we're at about 3/4 there, so I need to turn it slightly. Alright, so now we're 3/4 here, and just shy of 3/4 here. In your measurements, you don't really want the string to physically touch anything. I don't know why it's not focusing. So we're, say about 3/8 there. Or 3/8 there. Come over here. We are 1 1/4 here, and we are 1/4 here. So I need to turn this wheel so that the front of the tire comes out a little bit. Now, I want you to notice something here. So far I've only cranked on the tie rod end. It's actually a Heim joint radius rod, but tie rod end for the passenger side. We stick it up, we see we're down to 1 inch. And just shy of 1/2 inch, so we'll call about 3/8 there. But the thing I want you to notice is, even though I'm cranking on that one, both sides will move. So we're at 3/4 there. Oh, as I hit the string, let me settle it real quick. Now we're at about 5/8 there. So I got to recenter the wheel to make sure I have a good plane again, and start my measurements over, and I might start adjusting this side. So I might square that side and adjust this side. Alright guys, I had to kind of jump ahead. As you can see, it's starting to rain here, but I've taken and gotten it pretty close to where I want it. So you can see that we're about 3/4 there. And yeah, come over, we're between 3/4 and 7/8 right there. You can see that there still is what we call toe in, so the wheels are still pointing towards the center slightly. Nowhere near as bad as it was. You do not want them to be perfectly parallel. You want them to have a slight toe in. You can always track straight and recover from a slight toe in. A slight toe out, if you favor one wheel or the other, you're going to go for a wall. If all else fails, worst case scenario, always go toe in. You don't want to have excess, because then you're scrubbing the tires on the tread. You're just going to wear the tread out, and if you're racing, then you're losing ET doing that. So that's about where I'm going to leave it, so I can hurry up, close this up, and get it in the trailer, or on the trailer. And we're going back to the shop tomorrow for exhaust and hopefully tune. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you learned something. Like I said, this is by no means a definitive fix. Your best bet is to always get up on a rack that uses laser sights or wireless communication that can square your sweep, your caster, your camber, your toe, everything. This is just like a last minute scenario. If you don't have any other options, this is what you do. You remember that little tip, it'll help you. I've used it a few times, more than I'm willing to admit. But yeah, we're ready to make some power and go down track in 1 week. IDRC. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Tell everybody else about the channel. Let's keep this thing growing, man. You guys are doing really good, and we appreciate everybody that's tuned in and taking this ride with us. So see you guys. Stay rad.
Are they fire approved? I hope so.
Yeah, 60.1.
Alright, we're good.
Yeah, they're good. Don't you worry, bro.
Hey, you can't hold on to nothing.
Yeah, it's good.
That's the thing.
If I don't sell it before...
Safety first.
So uncomfortable.
You can't even stand up in it.